Aaron, Francis, Natalia, Michelle. Hey.
Hey everyone. So,
Hi.
so just a real quick thing. I'm obviously here, and I'm going to be listening in, but I'm also working right now. I've got deposition tomorrow, so I'm prepping for that. But I'm paying attention. Don't worry. I'm able to multitask.
You mean you're
Multitasking.
telling me you're a multitasker?
Yes.
Well, good.
All right, folks. So just so you know, it's recording so that you can refer back if you need to. Okay,
No one's
so
talking. How's everyone doing?
Is it just my computer that's getting feedback?
No.
No.
So
Yeah, mine is.
usually the easy fix for that is if you are not talking, just mute yourself.
Well, it's a double like surround sound, but it's better now.
We'll see.
Jennifer, take it away.
Okay, thank you. So we have a couple people in here. Would you guys, I'm Jennifer Moore, and I'm one of the zone admins with the Southwest District Board. I have the white tank, which is in Surprise. That's the upper west corner of the Phoenix Valley. And I'll let some of the other people unmute and share who they are real quick.
I'm Mel Otten. I'm a zone administrator for McDowell Mountain, which is Scottsdale area, and Copper and Caverns, which is in kind of central New Mexico. But I'm living in California at the moment, so it's kind of crazy.
Hi, I'm Lisa Ann. I am the zone administrator in El Paso, Texas, and I kind of check on Las Cruces since it's right there next to us.
I'm Crystal Claudio. I am one of the zone admins. I'm more of the North Central Phoenix zone admins. And I have a Black Canyon, Lookout Mountain, and Mogollon Rim, which is North Arizona area. And I'm gonna stop my video because I'm eating. Sorry.
Hello, I'm James Phelps. I'm with Sandia. I'm one of the newest zone admins, and I'm in charge of the Sandia zone. And great to meet everyone.
Hi, you guys. My name's Riley. I am the zone administrator for the Superstition Division. So, Gilbert area, and super excited that you're here.
We have a few more of you guys on here. You don't have to be with the board to let us know who you are and where you're from.
Hey
Well, I'll
everyone.
go
This
ahead
is Francis.
Oh, go ahead, Francis.
I was just gonna say this is Francis Espiritu. I'm actually just so I'm a new member of the Litchfield Park Kiwanis Club. I'm also the Kiwanis advisor for Canyon View High School's Key Club. A little bit of background about me. Served in both Circle K in college and Key Club in high school. Was in Key Club all 4 years. I served as the LTG of my division in Key Club my senior year of high school. Back in CNH, Cali, Nevada. So, and I was in Division 12, which comprises of San Jose, Fremont, parts of the East Bay. So I just wanted to get back and being involved with the Kiwanis family.
Francis, I grew up in the East Bay, so I know exactly where you're talking about.
I grew up in Fremont, so.
And I grew up in Richmond, so.
Yeah.
And I'll jump in and introduce myself before I have to jump to another meeting. But my name is Karen Church. I am the Southwest District Key Club Administrator, which means that I am the Kiwanian who has the privilege of working with not just the fantastic young people that we have serving on the district board, but also the great group of zone administrators that we have that are leading this presentation tonight. For those of you who are new, maybe with the exception of Francis, as they're listing off all these divisions and you're like, oh, I have no idea what the heck they're talking about, that's in the presentation. So don't worry.
You muted yourself, Karen. We didn't hear any of the last part.
Oh, it wasn't worth repeating anyways. No, I was just, I had said that I'm just glad to have everybody here tonight.
Hi there, my name is Michelle Bergman. I am a Kiwanis member of the Kiwanis and Carefree. I've been in Arizona now since 2019. I still work full-time. I did actually attend my first Key Club meeting on Monday, which was absolutely fantastic. The young people are just enthusiastic, and it's fun to be able to give back and serve. But anyway, I am coming to learn more so I can support the club at Pinnacle High School.
Great, thank you. And Miss Erica, we know your microphone works. You're going to introduce yourself today?
I'm Erica Stevens. I'm the zone administrator for the Australia division. I'm also, what am I? A governor-elect for the Southwest District of Kiwanis, and I'm also going to be over the contests and awards this year at DCON.
Don't be shy. You don't have to say a whole bunch, just who you are and maybe which school you're with or where you're a Kiwanian. And then we'll get started. We have a few more of you on here, though.
Come on, Alexa.
I can go. I'm Natalia, and I am the new advisor for Key Club at Franklin High School in El Paso, Texas.
So she's got the best club, you guys. I have to say she's got the best.
Hi, I'm Erin Sandoval. I am just joining in to support our Key Club at Camelback High School here in like the Phoenix North Valley. I'm completely new to Key Club, 100% don't know really anything, so I'm super excited to just kind of get some more information as I help to support our club.
Great. So we've got lots of stuff for you, Erin, and don't worry, at the end we'll send it all out. So when you're going, wait, what did they say? You'll have access to all of it, okay?
I will be taking extensive notes, so thank you.
Well, the good news is you don't take a lot of notes because we're going to send it to you, and everything has links on it that Jennifer was kind enough to put this wonderful presentation together for. So you will be able to click, and there is a resource, I believe on slide 17, that you can print that has everything that you will ever.
Amazing.
Real quick question. Real quick question. If my faculty advisor from Pinnacle High School is not on this call, can I then forward her this information and the recording so she can also listen and read?
Absolutely. And the recording will be sent out and posted on our YouTube channel.
And we'd love to go viral.
Wonderful. That sounds kind of weird.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. I think there's a few more people on here, but they might be part of the group that can't unmute. So we're going to get started. And a couple of things about Zoom, because some of us use Google Meets a whole lot more than Zoom. You can go down, it should be across the bottom of your screen, and there's you can pull up the chat box, so you can find the links of anything that we're putting in there. The slides are linked in there for today, but again, we'll be sending those out and they'll be posted on the website for you guys to have access to them. You can also go and Now that I'm presenting, it shows me a different type of screen, but there's little reactions. So you'll see the thumbs up and the clap. So you're welcome to click on those little reactions anytime you like something. And then if you have a question, feel free to either unmute, interrupt us, or you can do the little raise your hand button and we can stop and see what you got going, okay? So we're going to get started. So things I wish I knew in the beginning, helping advisors get started. And honestly, this was kind of from my heart because Miss Erica and I put this together because this is just my 3rd year as a faculty advisor and I'm still learning things. And I remember how hard it was my first year when I was like, what does this mean? So we're going to go through all that today so you feel a little bit more confident. And here we go. Most of who we have today are either going to be our Key Club or faculty advisors. As you heard, some are brand new and some have plenty of experience. So whatever you need, hopefully we've got something here to give you those resources and tips and tricks to help you out this year. So first off, where can you find support? Well, the Southwest District website has a lot of things listed in there. And when you get these slides, you'll find that this picture in the middle is actually hyperlinked to it. But if you were to go to Southwest District over to resources, and then you go down, there's an advisor support link, and it has tons of things in there for you to connect with, including Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that, which we'll kind of show you a little bit about. And I think this is Mr. Otten.
Yes, it is. Okay. So hi guys, I'm Mel again. We've got lots of social media. We have Facebook for the old people like us because kids don't use it, but we've got that, which is really nice. We have our YouTube page, which we are in the process of updating and getting more and more stuff because it's easier to see it than to read it in a sense. And we've got Instagram, which is definitely, again, all 3 of these help us. The other thing is you might see here and there is a lot of individual clubs will have these, especially Facebook, Instagram, maybe a Snapchat or something. So check with your individual clubs. There's no rule that says you have to have one, but if you do, share it so the rest of us can see it too. There, of course, is when we say KCI as Key Club International, they also have a website, as does Kiwanis. So sometimes when I was getting started, trying to figure out which one was Kiwanis, which was Key Club, and then where does it all fit? I'll be honest, a lot of times going just directly to the Key Club International website and trying to find stuff is almost impossible. But if you do kind of a targeted search, you will often find it and get it there. So it's there. So be patient. Because again, I got really frustrated trying to find stuff on KCI's website. And so it was just easier to search it. So I would really say, and Jennifer mentioned it earlier, just use the Southwest Key Club because that's got almost everything you'll need. But there is quite a bit here you can use. Especially if you look at the advisor education part, you'll see a whole bunch of links here. And youth protection, we don't always think of that, but that's a really big one. And we have Karen online. She's actually the new Kiwanian in charge of youth protection for the country. So that's going to be helpful if you have questions. But these happen to be things like, oh, do we have picture? Can the kids get their picture online? Have they filled out the right forms? Can we do certain things, liability and all that? All of that has to be done. Just like, so make sure if you have, I always call them civilians, but if you have parents or other adults, make sure they have filled out all the paperwork because that all needs to be done. There is a class, so to speak, for doing different chaperones and things, kind of what I was talking about. There's Introduction to Service Leadership Program. That's what we call, Kiwanians call Key Club or Builders Club, the middle school, or any of the other programs that Kiwanis does with kids. And then another one that is really helpful is Key Club Advisor 101. That's got just a ton of stuff in it, as does the Key Club Advisor Guide. Back in the day, every year we would get a copy of that. And to be honest, you might have, if your club's been around for a while, you might find an old copy of that. And they're great though, because it does everything to tell you who does what officers you have. I think the thing I found most important was it does a month by month, basically suggestions saying, what should you be doing in October? What should you be doing in November? That was very helpful for me to get started. And as we kind of see here, it helps you to become a better advisor, and it helps you to help your students. And we will talk about it a little bit. I know for me, the hardest thing as an advisor when I first got started was trying to do everything and not letting the kids do it. And I'll be honest, someone told me this a while ago. Key Club, we always boast about the service and stuff, but the reality is we're a leadership club. And it's great to see my little freshmen who are scared to even walk into a room. By the time they're seniors, they are presidents, they are lieutenant governors. And for those of you that don't know, we actually have the Key Club International President is one of ours. So it's pretty amazing. And then we'll go on to what all that means. But yeah.
Miss Lisa?
So our
Eustace?
district, yeah, we are the Southwest District. We're Arizona, New Mexico, and only thing in Texas is El Paso. Each district has a district board with a governor, secretary, and treasurer. Sometimes those are divided, and a bulletin editor, plus lieutenant governors, and a mascot. And ours is Antonio, the chili pepper that you see here. Our district, we have 18 divisions. And when I first started, I was like, Mojave, Papago, Petroglyph, what are we talking about? So where you are in the map is what division you are. So lieutenant governors support the officers in these divisions. In the Rio Grande, we have Mr. Torres, who's a great little advisor, Isaac, and Black Canyon, Catalina, Caverns, Copper. Some of the smaller districts are combined, like Copper and Caverns, but 18 divisions, each one has its own lieutenant governor. So make sure on the last page, you'll know who your lieutenant governor is, and you can click on it on the Southwest District Key Club page as well.
And this map is hyperlinked into the slides. And when you click on some of the little colorful map buttons, it will show you which high schools, it's a little bit old, but which high schools are listed within that division. So if you're not sure what division you're in, you can go find your high school on there, and that will help you find your division.
Thanks, Jen. All right, so sometimes you need a real person, right? So you can always start with your lieutenant governor. That's your high school student who has been trained. They were trained in the summer at the summer board meeting, and they really have been a great crew to work with. Your zone administrators, who are mostly on right here. This is the adult that supports you and your club. The Kiwanis advisor is from your assigned Kiwanis club that supports your school. You have to remember that each club is supported differently by the Kiwanis club that you have. The Southwest District would love you to have a team of dedicated Kiwanans who volunteer their time all the time. We're here, we do all kinds of things. We drive kids back and forth. When I got ill in March, Miss Anais stepped up and took over for me at Franklin High School. We all kind of work together to make it work for our kids. That's what we're here for.
Lisa, I want to jump in really quick. just because not every club has a Kiwanis club. And that's an ideal situation, but you do not have to have one to be a key club. But if you do not have one, and we would love to try to match you with someone. So, let us know if you don't have one, if you're struggling with the one you have.
Thanks, Mel. And I just need to give a shout out to ours because our Mount Franklin Kiwanis is fabulous in supporting all of El Paso. Things you might need, so there's some more spiciness here. Bylaws, always fun. That's a good way to know what's going on. And your officers should all have a copy of that so that they know what the rules are, what their positions are. Elections are held in early spring, preferably before we go to decon, so those new officers can attend. The club budget, please help your kids with the budget, your treasurer. Most of them do not know how to do a budget. Most of them do not know that dues have to be paid. And dues are due for early bird November 1st this year. So if you have not paid your dues, you're going to go to the MUC, which is the Membership Update Center, which will cover on how to pay your dues. The annual achievement report. This helps your club determine which way they're going with their goals. And that's something you want to set at the beginning of the year with your new board so that they know what they're going to do, what some of their projects are, and things like that. That's just you need a goal. Our service projects, all different kinds of ideas, tracking hours, getting funds to help. There is grants out there available to help you that your club can apply for. Tracking hours, you can do it through KStomp. We also do it, some people use interview, it's up to you. And service project, you want to brainstorm those ideas. Lots of times you'll see a car wash, which is something we cannot do in El Paso due to water restrictions. Like Arizona can do it and New Mexico can do it. So make sure that your service project ideas are something that follow your school district guidelines, that follow your budget guidelines, and that your business agent or your bookroom clerk or whatever you call them at the high school has approved, because most service projects and most volunteer things need to be approved, and any fundraising also needs to be approved.
But there's a trick around that fundraising stuff. I have only recently found is now they can't do car washes like Lisa was saying where she lives because of water restrictions, but in some areas where you can, our Kiwanis group might host a car wash and have the students come out and actually work it. Or the Kiwanis group near us might do the breakfast, the pancake breakfast at Applebee's, and they invite our students to come work it. And then depending on how many schools are there, they'll divide up the money between those schools and put it into funds that go towards things for those school key clubs. And then if you go through it like that, that doesn't always have to be approved through the school bookstore, because you're not actually accepting any money. You're not putting any money into your club account through the school. It's all staying with Kiwanis. So there's a few tips kind of around that piece if you need it.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, and so you're welcome. So that first part was kind of for those first year, second year people who are totally kind of green. I remember hearing SWD and KCI, and I didn't know what people were talking about. But if you go into the document, you'll see it's over here, just kind of a screenshot on the right. We've got the document that has a full list of all the acronyms and abbreviations that are used. But for the second part, after you kind of get to know what you're doing, then you want to help your club really build up to be a stronger officer board so they can keep that club running smoothly. And both of these yellow links are hyperlinks. When you get the slides, you can go in and take a look at the full document. This document also goes a lot more into the bylaws and officer elections. We're not going to bore you guys with that part today, but your bylaws are oftentimes a little bit more specific for your school when you chartered than what the general bylaws might be for Key Club International. So it's good to take a look at those bylaws and know certain things. Like it might even say in your bylaws that you have to have a meeting every Wednesday, and maybe you don't meet on Wednesdays anymore. So it's good to know what those say. But we're going to move on here real quick. So like Mr. Otten said earlier, it's all about building our service leaders. It's not a service club per se, but they build all their skills, those core values of inclusivity, caring, character building, and leadership come from the opportunities that they get through service opportunities. But we want to be sure that you as advisors advise your students and let the students lead. And there are times when I think all of us on this call will admit, yeah, maybe we do a little bit more than we have to. Maybe we helped them with some slides or did paperwork they forgot to do, because we know the whole club really needs that support. So step up when you have to step up, but really try to teach those students to be the leaders of their club. And this quote over to the right is from David Rabina, who's now our Key Club International president, but he is from Brophy College here, preparatory school here in the Phoenix Valley. And he wrote this, it's in one of the Key Club advisor leadership training that I saw. So I'll give you just a moment to read through it. Now, we want to teach them to set goals. Oh, this is Miss Erica's. Miss Erica, it's all you.
So we want to teach them to set goals. One way in helping your Key Club to sort of gauge your year is a Distinguished Club Award report. I did a webinar on that. You can find that on the Southwest District Key Club International website under the resources for you guys. And it's very important that you use that, especially when you're trying to interact with the community, your Kiwanis Club, even the other student leadership programs like the Builders and the K-Kids. You get points for all of that. And if you follow that distinguished report, you will wind up getting a mishposh of different opportunities to serve your community as well as raise funds, as well as have an amazing Key Club year. I've been using it in my clubs I've been in Key Club over 8 years, and it has been a phenomenal map for me to figure out what I want to do for the year. So getting your officers, once you've elected them, to look at that, start figuring out what they want to do in their year before their year starts, is key, because at the end of decon is go time. So you want to make sure that they already have a plan set and they're ready to go with boots on the ground to figure out their year. And that's the easiest way to get there. And when deciding if a service project is right for your club, there's different things, like the Youth Opportunity Fund is a great one. You can apply for it one time out of the 2 dates that are there, October 15th or March 1st. And it's a great way to work within, there's always funding in your community. There's your Kiwanis Club might also have funds. So there's a way to link those up together, and it will ask you what are those other areas that you're going to get funding from other than just this. So having your footprint on the community, connecting with your Kiwanis Club, knowing what the needs are in the community, knowing what the community needs is key in understanding what your service projects are. Like I was saying, carrying our way of life. That's a slogan that I have used a lot. So, and it relates directly to the core values, character building, leadership, caring, and inclusivity. So apply for the grant, make sure you have a connection with your community, make sure it's something that's going to work for your community. And a good way to do that is by connecting with your Kiwanis Club.
I just want to touch base or add, my club did a youth opportunity grant a few years ago. And basically, if you do everything they say, you got to read the directions very carefully, you are almost guaranteed getting the money. It was during COVID, and we got put in water bottle fillers because all the drinking fountains were shut down. But we were able to get, I believe, 8 water bottle fillers for the school. And you had to get the school to help. I mean, it was a community thing. They just don't write you a check. But if you are interested in that, that's something I can certainly help you with.
All right, so I think this is about to wrap it up here. So we understand there's a lot of information and sometimes you need just one thing, and it can be overlooked pretty easy when you're stressed and you're like, I know it's somewhere. Where can I find it? So just remember, if you can't find what you need, ask any of us. So who can you ask? Again, it's your lieutenant governor for your division. That's the student. And we've got them all listed on the next slide. You can reach out to any of us that's in your division, or if you just made some kind of connection with one of the other zone admins outside of your division, you reach out to them, or that's the only name you can remember. Just reach out to them. Don't stress. Don't feel like you're down in this deep, dark, black hole. Just ask somebody. We're all here to help you. That's what we're here for. And then your Kiwanis advisors, like they said, if you do have a Kiwanis club, there's some great people to get to know. Include your kids, ask the kids to go to the Kiwanis meetings and get to know their Kiwanians. Quite a few of our student board members go to almost every Kiwanis meeting they can, and they really love interacting with the Kiwanians. And one of our zone admins now used to be a Key Club member. And when she moved from California, she kind of used her Kiwanis advisor network of people to find a place to stay, to come interview in Phoenix and find a place to live. So it really, once the kiddos get to know these Kiwanians, it broadens that network of who you can get in touch with and help to find a job or help to find a college or whatever else it might be. So just reach out and ask us, okay? And then I think Miss Lisa said she wants to read all of these names to you, but I'm pretty sure she was
I was gonna
joking.
read it letter by letter, but I think y'all can.
Yeah.
But I think it's
So,
important, the page where you have the advisor's handout, the very bottom where it says click here to get that paper. That's going to be your best resource to print, put it in a sheet protector and use it as much as you can where it says click here for the full document. That is going to be that's your Bible.
and there's all the acronyms you will hear a lot of, the PCMs, DCMs,
Everybody will.
KCI.
So.
Any questions?
Oh, please ask one. We were prepared for them.
Come on, we don't bite much.
All those.
Well, maybe that was just such a thorough webinar that you guys had all of your questions answered, or at least you know where to go to find answers.
I'll just tell you from experience, because I've been a faculty advisor and then finally a Kiwanis advisor and zone administrator. When I first started, I didn't know what I even didn't know. And that was really hard. We missed the district convention for 2 years in a row because no one told us. And we didn't have the information. So we really want to make sure you guys, if you have questions, you know who to go to, because there's nothing worse than struggling with and feeling that you're doing it by yourself, because you're not.
And district convention is in Albuquerque this year, so super excited about that coming up in March. So start your fundraising now.
And I'm also going to be doing a webinar January, February timeframe where we're going to go over all of the contests and awards. You'll get the information prior to that. But this webinar is basically to make sure that everything is submitted properly, because a lot of contest entries were not entered and could have very well been disqualified if we couldn't find the person. This year, we're not going to have time to run around looking for you. So we want to make sure that everything is submitted the way it should be. And we're going digital to make it a lot easier. So be on the lookout for that invite when it comes out.
Thank you, Miss Erica. And Mr. Otten was my Kiwanian when I first started as a faculty advisor. And I would know he sent stuff in an email and he would send all these different things in the email. And I'm like, I know it's there somewhere. I just can't find it. Again, please just reach out and ask us. You might know you saw it somewhere, but don't stress. Ask us.
Thank you all for giving us your time. We know it's very, very valuable, so we won't keep you longer than you need to. So if no one else has any more questions, have a happy rest of your week.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you more than you really know.
Going to go ahead and stop the recording.